966.
Okay, so Richard, just like you, I sort of was in between one big things this week. And I'm really sorry because I emailed you twice late last night, changing my mind back and forth, giving you no time to prepare, and that's okay. We're just going to do it on the fly. But before we get to my real one big thing, I sort of have a pseudo one big thing. I just returned from Riyadh, Richard. Just want to really briefly mention, great visit there. It's really an interesting time in the Saudi capital. We hear it a lot, how much it's changing and evolving and growing. We see it from where we're sitting here in the States. We follow the news all day, but it's just sort of interesting because like when you're there, it's like just from the start, like flying in over the city, you can see it's bigger. You can see whole new neighborhoods and areas being developed or already developed. You can see the metro is almost done, which blew my mind. It's been since right before the pandemic that we went, Richard, and the metro is now connected to the airport and it goes all over the city, and it's really incredible. Restaurants, fine dining. There's a totally new vibe to Riyadh right now, and it seems like everybody says, well, don't you know that Riyadh is changing? Can't you feel it changing? And it's really, it really is amazing. It's cool. And then there are some things, Richard, which are exactly the same. Number one, the amount of coffee that I drank was possibly very unhealthy for me and maybe detrimental to my long-term health, but that's okay. Saudi hospitality is just unbelievable. Maybe the most hospitable people in the world. Friends are welcoming, and if you try to pick up a check when you're out to dinner, they will threaten you with violence, which is amazing. Got to visit with several of our previous 966 guests, Richard, which was great. So I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody that I saw in Riyadh. Got a lot of people that said, hey, I've heard the podcast before, people I haven't met, which was cool. Yeah, so yeah, just good stuff. Richard, all right. So
No, it's interesting on that. We're coming to a time now, whereas as it's easier to get into Saudi Arabia, there's more reasons to go. There's a sort of a vibe and an excitement about doing this. There'll be increasing numbers who have no idea what their before was.
Mm-hmm.
There's
point.
For us who have a long arc in terms of our relationship with Saudi Arabia and having visited for many, many, many years, decades even. There's a before, and now there's increasingly an after. But, within a fairly short time span, the absolute number of people who have been to Saudi Arabia will be greater on the after time, so they won't know of a before.
Right.
So, when they go to Saudi Arabia, they'll go, oh, this is how it is. And I guess in many ways that's a good thing. And if you're Saudi Arabia, that's exactly, let's turn a page on terms of your interaction and your expectations about Saudi Arabia. But it is interesting to think that, the population of people who know the before are quickly going to be outnumbered by the people who only know the after.